Hello and welcome to the San Diego Polo Club. I'm David Goldberg with George Langevin Productions. Today we have the Corona Blackhawks versus the San Dieguito Surf. We're in the State Cup CYSA South Boys Under 18 Open semifinal game. It should be a highly competitive matchup, as right now you get a view of the San Dieguito Surf taking a few tune-ups before the game gets underway. Their roster: the goalkeeper Billy Robertson, at 10 Sean Katahi, 14 Peter Chodsko, 19 Evan Camperell, 20 Casey Mulgrew, 21 Mauricio De La Lama, 22 Blake Dorsey, 24 Matt Monkoskis, 25 Wes Jackson, 27 and 28 Jesse Campos and Justin Peak, 30 Anthony Pellegrino, 31 and 34 Jeff Scott and Hector Romero, and number 36 Mike Shelton with the coach Gary Collier. And the manager of the Surf, Steve Dorsey. Now you get a view of the Corona Blackhawks, who are dressed in red. Their roster: the goalkeeper is Brad Darrow, number 2 Danny Sanchez, 3 and 4 is Steve Shields and David Ransbury, 8 is Jose Gonzalez, 9 is Efren Salgado, 10 Sergio Munoz, 11 Eduardo Gallegos, 12 is Brian Enright, 13 and 15 Daniel Wilson and Daniel Atwood, 17 is Daniel Christ, 99 is Andy Mole, and 7 Matthew Morgan. And we'll be back in just a few short minutes to bring you this CYSA South Boys Under 18 Open semifinal game between the Corona Blackhawks and the San Dieguito Surf. And we're about ready to get things underway here with the game between the Corona Blackhawks and the San Dieguito Surf as they do a walk-up. The fans show their appreciation as we get set for this game, which is surely to be highly competitive. So we're going to be underway in just a short while as the teams are now taking their last pep talks and planning strategy for this semifinal game of the CYSA State Cup. Players taking their positioning now on the field. In this game, all the players are on one side of the field and the parents are on the opposite side of the field. Evidently, the referees just want to hear gruff from that one side of the field and not get bombarded with it the whole game. A good strategy, I would say. We're at the San Diego Polo Club on a beautiful, sunny, breezy Saturday afternoon in April. We're about ready to get things underway. San Dieguito is in the blue shorts with the white shirts and blue trim, where the Blackhawks are in the red shirts with dark trunks. And we're about ready to get things underway as Enright passes it back to 13, that's Daniel Wilson. He kicks it ahead, bounces over. The wind could be a factor in today's game, and the ball is sent out of bounds. Wind could definitely be a factor in today's game. It's blowing hard to the east. That's 11 with it. That's Eduardo Gallegos. Sends it back. We're going to have a first foul call of the game, and the Blackhawks are going to take control there as Enright's going to survey the field. No, actually, it's going to be Mole coming up into the play now and taking the free kick. He sends it over to Gallegos on the near side of the field. Gallegos working against Dorsey. Dorsey now regains possession, but it goes off him out of bounds for a throw-in. We're just underway here in today's game. Ball will be thrown in by Daniel Wilson to Daniel Wilson, that's right. He throws it in, it's headed back. Goes to 7, that's Morgan. Now the San Dieguito Surf try and gain possession. There's some pushing and shoving going around as Gallegos is involved, and we got another foul call on the Surf. It's going to be turned over to the Blackhawks as Mole is going to step up, take the free kick. Scoreless here in the early going. Just underway here at the San Diego Polo Club in the semifinal match, the Boys Under 18 Open. Sent in deep, gets over the head of Munoz and out of play, so it'll be a goal kick for the San Dieguito Surf. The goalie for the Surf is Billy Robertson. However, he will not take the goal kick. Ball is sent, headed back by Gallegos. He's been active so far in the early going, and we got a foul call on the Blackhawks now, so the Surf will take the free kick, and they're going to try and control the ball, generate something back to front. But Mole intercepts it, and he sends it ahead. Picked off by the Surf, and hit high back into the air. Handled by 13, Daniel Wilson, right in front of us here. He sends it over to Gallegos, but he falls, ball out of bounds. Ball thrown in. There's a shove, foul call. As Monkoskis gets sent to the turf. He'll leave the free kick for Hector Romero. Romero now surveying the field. Sends it ahead down the near sideline. Sends it to Mulgrew. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in off of Mulgrew. He doesn't like the call. Nevertheless, it's going to go over to the Blackhawks. This looks like Steve Shields. Check that. That is Daniel Wilson will take it for the Blackhawks. Headed high into the air by Munoz. Munoz battling for possession there against Hector Romero. Ball will go out of bounds. Throw in Blackhawks right in front of us. It's going to be Gallegos with the throw-in. Throws it in to number 8. That's Jose Gonzalez. Ball sent back to the Surf. They hold on to the ball there. Sent down the near sideline, but the ball will scoot out of bounds, but it was a nice little give and go there as Blake Dorsey was sent on ahead. Monkoskis tried to send him on the run there, but just out of his reach. Nice big throw in there by the Blackhawks, headed back, handled by Mole, the Blackhawks. He's tripped up, ball still in play, sent back down into Dieguito territory, then sent way over the head. The defense of the Blackhawks. But intercepted there by a Surf player, but it goes out of bounds. Nice hustle by the Surf. No score here in the early going. That was Evan Camperell who showed the great hustle there and tried to save the ball deep in Blackhawk territory, but was unable to do so. So we're going to have a goal kick for the Blackhawks. Goalie for them is Brad Darrow. He is not taking this kick, however. Ball is sent deep. Goes over the head of almost everybody, but handled by the Surf. Little give and go there, but ball is a little too far out of play, out of reach. It'll be thrown in by Gallegos. Throws it in to Morgan. Gets back to Gallegos. Sends it ahead where it's headed back by the Surf. Handled by Sergio Munoz. Looked like he got an arm on the ball, but no call. The wind is certainly playing games with this ball. Anytime the ball goes high into the air, it's being slowed down and driven by the wind. Pickup action at the far side of the field. Ball snap back. Back and forth we go now as Monkoskis handles it. Gets it ahead to Camperell. Camperell's forward momentum is stopped, however. As Morgan gets a leg on it, chased down by Sanchez at the far side of the field. He's working against De La Lama, and the ball will be out of bounds, thrown in for the Blackhawks. Pickup action at the far side of the field now, where Katahi handles it there. Centered. Handed over to Camperell. Camperell heads it now. Headed by Mulgrew. Ball being headed back and forth now by each team. As the Surf try and get something going offensively. The ball gets through. As the Blackhawks look to break, sent ahead, but the goalie, Billy Robertson, active, will come out and get his first touch of the game. Ball's hit up, goes off the head of 10. That's Sean Katahi. Headed high into the air again. Come down into the possession of the Surf. Goes over to Dorsey. Surf now with possession, look to run with it, but the pass to Camperell is a little bit offline, intercepted by the Blackhawks. They take over possession. Ball will go out of bounds off of 13. That is Daniel Wilson, the Blackhawks throw in for the Surf. Surf gets it into number 10, Katahi. Katahi still with it, sends it back to Romero. Romero with it now, doing some dribbling, gets it smacked away. Ball, center of the field. As the Blackhawks send it back down deep. as 23 gives chase for the Surf.
Charge the ball, sir!
Ball blasted back. Headed back by the Surf. Hit high into the air by Katahi. Katahi sends it over to Dorsey. Dorsey sends it ahead to Mulgrew. Mulgrew still with it. Doing a nice job. Gets it back. Little give and go attempt goes off the face of a Blackhawk player. That is Steve Shields. Ball gets sent back, but it's going to be an offsides call. He turned over to the Blackhawks. Pickup action now is Wilson will handle it for the Blackhawks.
Stay right there, Matt.
He'll take the free kick. It's been a competitive opening few moments of this first half of play. We play 45-minute halves in this boys under 18 open. Now the Blackhawks get it, and there's a shot attempt but high and way over the net. So the first shot attempt of the game is going to be by the Blackhawks. That was Daniel Wilson. Check that, Brian Enright. 12 with the shot attempt. Pickup action now as the ball is going over to Blake Dorsey. Dorsey battling with Gallegos. Gallegos with it down the near sideline. He gets the ball hit off the Surf player and out of bounds. Throw in for the Blackhawks. Not too much room to maneuver out there so far in this early going. Ball was going to be thrown in by Gallegos of the Blackhawks. Sent in, goes off of a teammate's head, comes back to him. He gets it over to Wilson. Wilson sends it in. Scoring attempt for the Blackhawks. Ball's loose, deflected, high, out of play. Pickup action now. Ball goes off of Mole. That is the Blackhawks player down the far sideline. He's tripped, and there will be a foul call. That was pretty obvious from this vantage point anyhow. So it'll be a free kick. The spot of the foul deep in Surf territory. Again, the Surf are in the blue trunks and the white shirts. The Blackhawks in the red shirts and the dark trunks. It's going to be taken, looks like, by Gonzalez. Jose Gonzalez for the Blackhawks taking this free kick. Kicks it ahead toward the net. Ball headed high to the air. Headed by Enright. Ball still loose and gobbled up by the goaltender, Billy Robertson. Nice heads-up play by Robertson there. Ball was loose for a moment. Blackhawks did have some room to maneuver as the ball is sent ahead as the Surf looked to break, but sent right back where it came from and will be handled as Robertson comes out, blasts the ball back. Handled by number 21, Dilalama now. Sends it ahead for Katahi. Monkoskis with it now. Sends it ahead again to Katahi. Players still battling forward down at the far side of the field. Somebody gets tripped up down there for the Surf. Ball's out of play. Will be a throw, and it looks like for the Blackhawks. As of yet, the Surf have been unable to generate much offense. Ball will go over to the Surf. So they look to set up their troops in the offensive zone of the Blackhawks. A little give and go down the far sideline. Handled there. Ball is centered. Oh, gets just over the head of Camparella, who looked to head it right into the net. And it can't be saved off the nice hustle from Blake Dorsey. Ball's out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Gallegos. He throws it in to Wilson. It's intercepted though by Camparella. He centers it. There's nobody there for the Surf. It's handled by Morgan for the Blackhawks. He sends it ahead to Salgado. Salgado now sending it ahead to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with possession. He sends it down the far sideline looking to break Shields. Ball goes all the way down. Out of bounds will be a free kick for the San Dieguito Surf. No score here. Early part of the first half of play. It's a semifinal game. And accordingly everything's been very contested. Hasn't been much room to maneuver for either team. Here's a blast by the Blackhawks and handled off the deflection. It was Gonzalez with the blast. Deflected off somebody in front, and Robertson, the goalkeeper for the Surf, handles it. So he's been active and right on so far in the early going. He'll take the kick himself. It's a nice booming kick. Bounces to Salgado. Now DiLalamo with it for the Surf. But he's surrounded by 3 Blackhawk players. He gets it across to Mulgrew. Mulgrew now sends it across to Monkoskis, who gets the ball taken away from him. Action down the far sideline, and out of play will be a throw-in for the Blackhawks. So far, the Blackhawks have been doing most of the pressure offensively, keeping the ball primarily in the Surf side of the field. However, we are still scoreless. Looks like goals will be hard to come by this game. Pick up action now at the far sideline. Again, it's going to be a throw-in, this time for the Surf. Kind of a high pop throw-in. Headed back by the Blackhawks nicely. Surf look to break out with it. They do. They send it ahead. There's nobody there except Wilson for the Blackhawks. And he just kicks it out of bounds, but it goes to Katahi, who sends it ahead. I believe that's Monkoskis, but it's intercepted by Morgan. Check that, by Andy Mole of the Blackhawks. Ball handled now by Munoz. He gets tripped, falls, foul. Show good sportsmanship as Monkoskis helps Munoz up after the foul play, the foul call, and now it's going to be a free kick for the Blackhawks. They are in red, San Dieguito in white and blue. Ball sent back, headed nicely out by the Surf as Camperell tries to get ahead on it. Chased down by Mulgrew at the far side of the field. It's got some room, but we're going to have a foul call, it looks like back behind the play, and we're going to have, what are we going to have? A yellow card. A yellow card is issued to the Blackhawks player. So that's the first yellow of the game. I'll have to get confirmation on who that is. Difficult to see a number from this vantage point. Looks like that is 99. That is Andy Mole of the Blackhawks, as he tripped up hard as San Dieguito Surf player. Haven't seen who that is. That is number 10. That is Katahi, Sean Katahi. He seems to be okay. So Mole with the first yellow of the game. Now the ball sent ahead. Will go on a play. It will be a free kick for the Blackhawks. This kick will be taken by Daniel Wilson. Booming kick. Goes deep in Surf territory. Headed out of there. Ball spanked back by Steve Shields. Ball deflects high into the air now. Comes down to Dorsey. And he comes out with it. It is number 20. That was Mulgrew. Tried to send it ahead to him, but it wasn't hard enough. And we're going to have a foul call on the Surf. So it's going to be a free kick at the spot of the foul for the Blackhawks. We're still scoreless here in the first half of play. Free kick will be taken by Gallegos. He sends it to the far side of the field to Salgado. Salgado battles with Camperell. Camperell comes out with it. He holds the ball, lets his players come up into the play. Surf look to break, send a player down the far sideline. It's 10 Katahi, and we pick up action now as Sanchez chases it down, lets the ball go out of bounds. He'll send it over for a free kick for the Blackhawks. It's going to be Daniel Wilson taking it for the Blackhawks. The goalkeeper of the Corona Blackhawks is Brad Darrow. I don't believe he's had a touch so far in this game.
22.
Whereas Billy Robertson has been somewhat busy for the Surf. Wilson surveying the field. Blasted ahead. Ball goes over the head of a Surf player. Handled by number 2, Danny Sanchez. He centers it, been intercepted nicely by the Surf. Sent ahead to Romero. Romero sends it across to a teammate. Back to Romero. Ball goes off him, intercepted by Munoz. Munoz sends it to the far side of the field, getting one of his players to break. He's trying for Gonzalez down there, who has possession. Sends it back up to Salgado. Salgado sends it across to Mole. Mole winds up, sends the pass across to Gallegos. Gallegos with a little room. He blasts it, sends it towards the net, but over the head of a teammate. and will go out of bounds, out of play. Free kick, Surf. So Blackhawks doing a nice job of getting an offensive opportunity. However, that tempting pass for a header attempt went by the wayside. Ball comes out. Surf look to break with it. Here's Camperell. He's got a break, and his shot is thwarted. Goes out of play. It'll be a free kick for the Blackhawks. Check that. That deflected. That's going to be our first corner of the game. It deflected off the Blackhawks defender, so it's going to set up a corner for the Surf. And here's an excellent opportunity to get their first shot on net. Here's the corner. High. Header attempt goes over everybody, but here comes Mulgrew. He's being encouraged to shoot, and we're going to have a foul call. I believe it's going to go on Monkoskis, and it will. So that'll nullify any scoring opportunity that the Surf hope for in that possession. Ball sent ahead to Danny Sanchez, but he's intercepted by Romero. Romero will throw it in now. Surf with possession. Intercepted, though, by Munoz. Then he's tripped up and felled. He's tripped up and felled by, it's like 28, that's Justin Peak. Ball sent back out now. Salgado for the Blackhawks. Sends it to the far sideline as 25. Wes Jackson gives chase. Sent back ahead to Steve Shields. Gets by him to Camperell. Camperell with possession now. He battles with Shields. Ball still in play at the far sideline, and we're going to have a foul call on the slide. Slide was by Katahi. He's going to get called for the foul. As Blackhawks retain possession, send it over to Gallegos. But intercepted by Romero, but stepping up into the play nicely is Daniel Wilson, who sends it back deep into Surf territory as Danny Sanchez with it now. He's got some room, sends it ahead to Munoz. Munoz intercepted, though, by Campos. Ball centered, and what's the call? We're going to have a foul call, I believe, on the Surf again. Referee has been calling a lot of fouls in the early going. So it's going to be a free kick at that spot for Eduardo Gallegos. Gallegos now. Great opportunity for the Blackhawks. He sends it high into the air. What's the wind going to do with it? Pushes it into deeper where he wanted to put it, but the ball still in play. Blocked off the shot attempt nicely by Robertson. Ball still in play. Blackhawks retain possession as Mole wound up for a big kick at it, but missed. And here come the Surf breaking as number 24, Matt Monkoskis, is sent ahead. A little too far for him, however, and Daniel Wilson will retrieve it and send it back. And it goes off of a Surf player and out of bounds. So we remain scoreless here in the first half of play. Looks like we're going to have our first substitution of the game. It's going to be for the Blackhawks. Looks like it's Atwood going into the game. Daniel Atwood. Out comes Danny Sanchez. And also coming to the game, looks like it's David Ransbury. Blackhawks will throw it in at the far sideline. Ball is thrown in. Mole handles it. He does have a yellow card today. Ball intercepted, though, nicely by Jackson. Ball is out of bounds. Will be a throw-in for the Surf. Jackson will take it, throws it high into the air, goes over the head of Mulgrew. Taken, though, by Monkoskis. Monkoskis with it. He's subdued, however, by the Blackhawks as they come out with it. Sent ahead. Surf now get possession. Ball goes back over to Gallegos of the Blackhawks. He's had an active first half. Morgan touches it, sends it back over to Gallegos. He handles it, sends it over to Ransbury. Ransbury tries to center it. Ball's headed back out to Ransbury. Goes back over to Gallegos. He's working against Campos. Gallegos again with possession. Sends it over to Munoz. Munoz sends it over to Morgan. Munoz with it now. trying to set somebody free for a shot, can't. Mulgrew comes out with it for the Surf, and we're going to have a foul call on the Blackhawks. So the Surf doing a nice job defensively for really cutting off the passing lanes, not allowing the Blackhawks to do their give and goes and really forcing them into corners. Romero with it now. He sends it to the near sideline right in front of us to Dorsey. Dorsey and Wilson collide. We'll go out of bounds, and what's the call? It's going to be a foul call on the Surf. This referee is certainly calling a lot of fouls. This kick's going to be taken by Wilson. Ball is blasted over the head of both the Surf and Blackhawk player. Chased down by the Surf. Sends it over to 15. That's Atwood. As Salgado looks to have control of it now on the far side of the field. Sent towards the center as Romero picks it off and kicks it ahead. It's Camparell's ball now. Sends it back to the Surf. Sent back to Romero. He trips, falls, gets back up on his feet, sends it over to the Surf. Sent back towards us to Blake Dorsey now. Dorsey cuts towards the middle. Does a great move there of holding on to the ball, but his progress is blocked as the Blackhawks do a nice job of getting right into his lane and blasting it back, so it'll be a throw-in way back down to the field for the Surf. We're still scoreless. Surf will throw it in as a horse walks by in the background. Here's the throw in for the Surf. Ball's high into the air, goes off the shoulder of Munoz, sent back over where the Blackhawks have possession. Mole sends it toward the far side of the field, intercepted by the Surf, sent ahead as the Surf look to break with it. Surf still with the ball, sent to the middle where Campos gets a touch. He shoots! Goes off of Brad Darrell, the goaltender, and off of him again and out of bounds. It'll set up a corner. Oh, it's a terrific kick by Jesse Campos, 27. He really got some leg into that, and it was a terrific save by Darrow. He dove and used every inch of his frame to just get that one blocked. And that rebound almost went into the net itself. So it will result in a corner for the Surf. So Darrow's first touch is a big one. Surf with it now. It's 20 falls down. That's Mulgrew. Now the Blackhawks look to break. With it is Munoz. He's got Ransbury on his left, but a beautiful slide by Romero and intercepting that pass. And he sends it towards the near sideline where there's a lot of room to roam. As Montkoskis has it, he's trying to look to center here. He does one move, centers it, goes over the head of a player, but handled nicely by Mulgrew. Mulgrew still with it now, chasing it down to the far sideline, intercepted though by Morgan of the Blackhawks. He dribbles it down the far side of the field and sends it back down into Surf territory, intercepted by the Surf and sent high into the air, where Munoz will regain possession for the Blackhawks. Ball will go out of bounds, throw in for the Blackhawks. So a terrific scoring opportunity for the Surf is squelched by the great save of Brad Darrow, the goaltender. We're going to have a foul call. Looks to be on the Surf again, so the Blackhawks will push in a little bit closer. Looks like it's going to be Sergio Munoz taking the free kick. Looks like he's going to give it up in favor of a teammate. Here's the free kick, sent ahead, headed out nicely by the Surf. Ball goes off the head of Andy Mole as players from each team battling for it there. Sent out nicely. Possession is De La Lama, who's tripped and falls, but it will go off of the Blackhawks. Daniel Wilson, so it'll be a throw-in for the Surf as they look to position their players for some offensive opportunities. Ball sent back to Katahi. Katahi calmly with it now. Looks for a little give and go. Sent to Katahi again. He's down in the far near corner. Sent over to Dilalama. He tries to send it out to Katahi, but intercepted nicely by Salgado, who sends it back towards midfield where it's intercepted by Romero. Romero sends it back to a teammate. Jackson with a touch, but it gets intercepted by Andy Mole, who looks to break with it down the far sideline. Jackson regained possession, sends it ahead. Surf with control. Dilalama with a touch. He trips, falls, gets back up. Handled nicely by Morgan. Does a couple of nice moves. Still with it now down the far sideline. He tries to center, intercepted by the Surf, and they regain possession. That is Katahi with it. He's been busy this first half. He sends it over to the far sideline. Ball is given to Moncascus. They've got some room here. Moncascus now gets tripped by the Blackhawks. Looks like that was Daniel Wilson who collided with Moncascus to stop his forward progress. So we're going to have a foul call at that spot. It's going to set up a free kick. So an excellent opportunity for the Surf as the Blackhawks will set up their wall. Surf now.
Put it away, Surf. Come on.
They got 3 people by the ball. I don't know if this is it's got to be some kind of confusion tactic. And it is. Here's the kick. Sent, deflected off of the Blackhawk player in front. Deflected off of Morgan, Matthew Morgan, and over the net. So we'll do it again. So we're going to have a corner kick now for the Surf as their first scoring attempt went out of bounds. Here's the corner. The goalie is able to get his hands on it. Ball is still controlled by the Surf as they have packed everybody deep down tight, but the ball is deflected and sent back ahead for the Blackhawks as Enright looks to break with it. He's 1-on-3 as 3 Surf give chase. He gets a shot on net and a beautiful save by Robertson, who had to be alert on that one. Terrific shot by the Blackhawk player. That was Enright, 12. Terrific play. It was nearly a goal for him. So both goaltenders have been sharp in this first half of play, as now Gallegos has it. He's got some room. Sends it across to Mole. Mole with it now. Sends it back across to Enright. Enright tries to center it, but the ball is deflected off of a Surf player and out of bounds. Will be a throw-in for the Blackhawks. Ball's thrown in. Still loose in the middle there. Ball goes back out to Morgan. Morgan still with it, sends it across to Mole. Mole takes a shot on net, but way high and wide. So we have a free kick going over to the Surf. And we pick up action now. The ball comes to the near sideline as Katahi handles it. Ball's intercepted by Gallegos. Surf now retain control, but the ball's sent back again. Just seems like there's just not a lot of room for maneuvering in this game. Everything's contested. Romero will come out with it for the Surf. Sends it across to Katahi. Katahi sends it across to Moncascus. Moncascus, though, gets over not exactly what he wanted to do, and so Brad Darrell will come out and handle it. He gets a nice leg into it, but headed back by the Surf. Headed back by Morgan. Sent over to Gallegos. Can he get there? He does. Sends over to Ransbury. Ransbury now. Ball's finally sent back to Munoz. Munoz sends it across to Gallegos. He sends it across the field. Intercepted by the Surf. However, the Blackhawks step up, get control. We're going to have a foul call on the Blackhawks, and there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on right now. But the ball is back in play. Here come the Surf. That's 20 Mulgrew with it down the far sideline. There's a Dilalama is blasted off the ball with a forearm shiver, but no call. Ball sent back towards down the far sideline and headed out of bounds by the Surf, so it'll be a throw-in for the Blackhawks. Looks like to be Atwood will take it. He sends it over to Munoz. Munoz sends it back to Atwood. Ball centered now towards net. It's loose. Here's Ransbury with a header attempt just wide. A little carelessness by the Surf there, and Ransbury got a nice heading opportunity, but the ball goes out of bounds for a free kick for the Surf.
Sean, talk to your guy. I don't see anyone talking out there.
Ball will be taken by the Surf. Hit high into the air. Katahi getting a handle on it. Monkoskis trying with it now, battling against 3 players. Ball comes right out to us. It'll be a throw-in for the Surf. Katahi will take it right in front of us. Sends it down the near sideline, where Monkoskis tries to get it. Ball will go out of bounds off of the Blackhawks' Daniel Wilson for a throw-in. Katahi again will take it. Sends it in. Goes out of bounds. Another time, do it again for Campos. Campos sends it into Monkoskis. Sends it back to Campos. He's trying to center it. He does, but the goalie is there. Brad Darrow comes out and handles it easily. He gets the ball right back in play, as the Blackhawks have some room now. Taking it is Atwood. Atwood's dribbling it right up the gut. He's still got some room. He's going to shoot, and it goes wide. As Ransbury was there if the ball came to him, but it didn't, and the ball went wide. We're going to have a corner kick for the Blackhawks. I'm not sure how. Maybe that deflected off of the goalie. Here's the corner. Ball goes high into the air, still loose. Goalie out of position, but he gets back in position as it goes to Monkoskis. Monkoskis with it now. He's trying to send somebody free, and he does. It's Romero. He's got some room. His forward progress is, however, stopped. Ball goes back to Monkoskis. And Surf player, here comes Monkoskis. Can he get an angle on it? Hard angle, no. He'll come out with it. Oh, and he makes a mistake there. He trips and falls. Ball will go back over to the Blackhawks. Ransbury. Ransbury now gets pushed right in front of us, and we'll throw it in. Gets thrown into Morgan, but Morgan gets knocked off the ball nicely. Goes back to Wilson, but Wilson's intercepted by Campos. Ball goes back to Campos. He sends Katahi down the near sideline. Katahi with it now. Surf looking to get a shot on that. Oh, and he's just hammered. There's a call for a card. I don't know how he didn't get one. That was Wilson, who's played a physical first half for the Blackhawks. So, resetting the scene, looks like Monkoskis will take the free kick. No, he's going to give it up in favor of Mulgrew. Casey Mulgrew will take the free kick at the spot of the foul. The Surf packing in, trying to get a shot, trying to get the first goal of the game. We're scoreless in the first half. Here's his kick. It's high. Wind is shifting, and score! No, we are going to have, I think, some kind of interference. Is that a goal or not? We're going to have some kind of interference. I'm not sure what happened. I don't think that is a goal. I don't see much parading. Yeah, that is a goal. I have to get confirmation on who got that in. That is a goal. Well, no, it's not a goal. Check that, no goal. Wave off that goal. We're going to have some kind of goalie interference, I think, on that. There was a collision with the goaltender, and I think the referee called that, so no goal. It started kind of confusing. I saw some players celebrating, or clapping at least, for the Surf, but I guess they were just happy with that opportunity. So we remain scoreless, no goal. Ball sent down the far sideline as Dorsey gives chase. He battles there against the Blackhawks defender. Be handled by Wilson, 13 for the free kick.
Come on, Surf!
And we're going to have a substitution now for the Blackhawks. Looks to be that Ransbury is going to go out along with Atwood. Yes, that's what we're going to have. And back into the game, it looks like to be Danny Sanchez and Steve Shields. Now, Sanchez with a touch, but it's headed right back to where it came. Munoz with it now. Sends it across to Gallegos. Gallegos looks to send Sanchez out. He handles it. Sanchez still with the ball. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be a throw-in for the Surf, and it is. Ball right in front of us now. Sanchez has it. Intercepted by Romero. Romero working against Munoz. Munoz comes out with it. He sends it to the far sideline. Shields falls down. Intercepted by the Surf, sent ahead to Campos. Campos sends it across to Monkoskis. Monkoskis with it. Still with it. Sends it ahead. Here come the Surf. They get a shot on net and right into the waiting arms of the goalie, Brad Darrow. So Darrow's had to be sharp in the last 10 minutes or so as offensive action has definitely picked up in favor of the Surf. Ball sent out, goes off Romero's foot. He loses control of it to Enright. Enright with it, sends it all the way down to Munoz, trying to spring him, but intercepted nicely by the Surf defender, and the ball goes out of bounds. Will be a throw-in. Gets it over to Katahi. Katahi to Romero. Romero gets it over to Campos. Campos sends it back over to Jackson. Jackson sends it way down the field, bounces a couple times, and out comes Brad Darrow to handle it. We're still scoreless, late going in the first half. Ball goes off of Campos' leg as Mole works against him. Ball sent back down to Steve Shields. Shields sends it back up, but out of bounds. Throw-in Surf. Wes Jackson on the throw-in. Sends it to Monkoskis. He tries to get control for a shot. He does. Sends it across, but intercepted nicely by Sanchez, who kicks it high into the air. Comes down to De La Lama. He's with it. He's coming in close. Gets it out in front. Oh, shot is stopped. And score! No! Ball is, yes, that is a score. That's a score. That's number 20. Casey Mulgrew got the rebound and blasted in for the score. The San Dieguito Surf get on the board, 1-0 on the goal by Casey Mulgrew. Not a whole lot Brad Darrow could do on that play. The rebound came right to Mulgrew when he was there and put it top shelf for the first tally of the game. So the Surf break through here in the late going of the first half. 1-0's our score. Ball sent back down and over the net, out of play. Unofficially, we're probably under 5 minutes to go here in this first half of play. We play 45-minute halves, so a great timely goal for the Surf. Get a goal late going in the first half. That's got to see what that does to the course of this game. See how the Blackhawks respond to that tally. It's Blackhawks. Mole chases it down the near far sideline. He centers it. Ball's into the air and saved again by the goalie Robertson. He just did an outstanding job on his back and kicked it out. Wow, terrific play by Robertson. And here come the Surf with only a few moments left in this first half. Dorsey sends it across to Campos. Campos sends it back to Katahi. Katahi looks to center. He gets it to Monkoskis, and Darrow comes way out of the net and blocks that ball. Nice play by Darrow. Ball is sent back out and out of bounds. So action has picked up considerably since the goal by Mulgrew.
Morgan, that's your player over there. Okay, then.
Here's Romero's throwing. Goes high into the air, headed by Gallegos. Goes over to Campos. Campos sends it across to Peak. Ball sent back to Romero. Romero sends it in. Goes back to him. Ball sent ahead to Monkoskis. He's looking to turn around, maybe get a shot on net. He gets the ball. He gets a foul called, surprisingly. be a free kick. They got to hurry it up.
Come on, Teddy, you don't have time. Come on. Put a header on it, Sean.
This kick will be taken by Mulgrew, the goal scorer for the Surf.
Come on, put a header on it, Sean.
He's going to look to get this ball into the air for a heading opportunity. Here's his kick. It's on the ground. Goes back out to him. He's converged on by about 5 players. He sends it high into the air. Oh, nicely done, and score! Score! Second goal. It's going to be Katahi on the header off the assist from Mulgrew. Just a tremendous play. Oh, great goal. So Katahi will get the credit for the second goal off the assist from Mulgrew. So Mulgrew's first shot off the free kick came back to him. Then he was able to do it again as 5 Blackhawk players converged on him. What he did was he sent it over all of them, and it set up an open heading opportunity for Katahi, and he put it in the near corner. But now let's change it around. Looks like we're going to have a free kick foul, off the foul from for the Blackhawks, as the Surf look to set up the wall. Knocking on heaven's door here for the Blackhawks. This will be huge if they can get on the board right before the half. It's going to be taken by Munoz. The Surf set up the wall. It's a crucial part of the game here. 2-0 they lead. They're setting up their wall. Here's the kick. Ball gets through and score! Score! A terrific placement by Sergio Munoz. Oh, nicely done by Munoz as the Blackhawks get on the board. So Munoz off the foul, the free kick I should say, placed it beautifully inside the near post and gets his team on the board. So 2-1 is our score, and the whistle. So the whistle signifies the end of the first half of play, where we had a barrage of goals right at the last few moments. Our score at the end of one half of play, the San Dieguito Surf 2, the Corona Blackhawks 1. And the second half of play is underway as the Surf have possession right in front of us. It's Wes Jackson. Jackson sends it across to Campos. Far sideline, about midfield, sent deeper into Blackhawk territory, but blasted back by a header. Our score is 2-1. Ball gets through, but the goalie, Robertson, comes out and makes a nice catch of the ball as the teams have switched sides. Our score is the Surf 2, the Blackhawks 1. Scoring for the Surf is Casey Mulgrew and Sean Katahi, and for the Corona Blackhawks, it's Sergio Munoz. Ball sent back down to the nearest far sideline as out comes the goalie. Oh, and he mishandled it, but the ball did hit off the side of the net. So no trouble there, as it will be a goal kick for the Blackhawks. Check that, it looks to be off of a Blackhawk player, and we're going to have a corner kick. So great opportunity here in the early going for the Surf to add to their 2-1 lead. Our first half was scoreless for about the first 40 minutes of play. And in the last 5 minutes, we had 3 goals, 2 by the Surf and 1 by the Blackhawks. Here's the corner, high into the air, it's deflected. Comes all the way out where Shields is chasing it down, and he does save it, but sends it ahead where Jackson will handle it. Comes back to Jackson, and foul call on Campos. Ball will go over to the Blackhawks.
Let's go, send Brian. Send to Brian.
Ball hit high into the air. Headed by the Surf and out of bounds. We'll go over to the Blackhawks. It's Mole right in front of us here. Sends it over to Morgan. Morgan sends it up, but it gets through his intended target, which was Munoz. Here comes Monkauskas. He's had a busy active first half. Chasing it now are Mike Shelton and Efren Salgado. Ball goes out of bounds off Salgado. Will be a throw-in. Looks like Shelton will take it.
Come on, sir.
Ball's thrown in there by Wes Jackson. Sent over to Campos. Campos sends it across to the center of the field. Working with it is Shelton. He gets tripped and falls, but after he gets rid of the ball, Campos with it now. The Surf look to pack things in, get a shot on net. Hit high into the air by Romero. It goes off of Monkauskas' scoring attempt and goes wide. Free kick, Blackhawks. Ball sent into Andy Mole. Mole's had a busy first half, including a yellow card. Ball sent back by the Surf, and will be a throw-in for Mole. Mole will take it. Goes off of Shields' shoulder, and it'll be a foul call. He did get collided with by Mike Shelton. So Mole will take the throw-in right in front of us here. Mole, check that. It'll be a free kick right in front of us as they look to pack things in. Here comes Mole's kick. Sends it toward net. Bounces before a head can be put on it, and there's a shot attempt that goes way over the net, and it will result in a goal kick for the San Dieguito Surf. We're going to have a substitution now for the Blackhawks. They have been subbing often in this game, as it looks like Shields is going to go out in favor of to be Jose Gonzalez. Now we pick up action. Blackhawks have possession. Still with possession. Taken now, though, by the goalie, Billy Robertson. It comes all the way out to him. He sends it across to Chodsko. Chodsko's pass up to Shelton. He gets it over to Jackson. Jackson gets it over to Mulgrew. Mulgrew with some room. He sends it across to 22. That's Dorsey. He gets a shot on net, and it goes wide. Nice up and down action by the Surf. Their scoring attempt goes wide, but that was a nice penetration all the way down the field. Here's the kick. Comes all the way out to Jackson. He sends it back in with a header. Surf with possession, but the ball goes back over to Munoz. Munoz sends it across to Enright. Enright working now against Jackson. Ball goes over Intercepted now by Jackson. He's still working against Enright. Enright with it with a little room. He sends it across to Gonzalez, but the ball sent back out to Campos. Campos sends it to Mulgrew. Mulgrew sends it across to Shelton. Shelton trying to break with Monkoskis. He does, and he's tripped. Goes down hard. Foul call. Referee helps him up. Will be a free kick for the San Dieguito Surf as their play has increased in confidence. It's obvious after they scored those 2 goals. They are now looking to attack a little bit more, and they are kind of dominating play so far in the last, let's say, 10 minutes of the first half and so far in the early going of the second. We'll pick up action on the far side of the field where there's a centering chance by Campos, comes all the way out to Mulgrew, but intercepted before he can get a leg on it. Atwood with the ball, he sends it up to Enright. Enright with it, but he gets taken off the ball nicely by Romero. Romero still working with it, nicely gets it away from Enright. Sent up ahead by Chodsko. Ball is now handled by the Surf. Chodsko touches it, sends it high into the air towards the far sideline, goes off of Katahi, and will go out of bounds. It will be Surf throw-in. Mulgrew will take it. Mulgrew sends it in to Monkoskis. Goes back to Mulgrew, sends it towards net, will be handled easily by Darrow. Darrow hits it high into the air. Ball deflects off a couple players there. Goes back down into the waiting legs of Campos, but possession turns over. Here come the Blackhawks looking to break. It's Enright. The ball's deflected before he can get a really good leg on it as he was thwarted in his opportunity there. So it will be a free kick for the San Dieguito Surf. Robertson has been sharp. He blasts it back out to about midfield. Ball goes off of the leg of Ransbury. Ransbury now heads it over to Mole, goes back to Ransbury. He looks, got some room, tries to center, intercepted by the Surf. Monkoskis now, can't get it as Delgado steps nicely up into the play. Is he going to chase down his own pass? Intercepted there by Peak. Still battling with it. We're going to have Blackhawks throw in. Throw in for the Blackhawks. Mole handle it, goes off of him and out of bounds. Now we'll turn it over to the San Dieguito Surf. Looks to be Wes Jackson to take the free kick. Sends it down to midfield, but headed nicely by Morgan of the Blackhawks. Here's a shot on net. Oh, beautiful save. Shot on net was a gorgeous one. I'm not sure who shot that. Happened so fast, didn't see it, but beautiful shot on net, and Robertson was on his toes to stop that one. Sends it back now towards midfield. Blackhawks look to regain control, tie this game up. Oh, there's a Surf player that went face first into the turf. That's Katahi, who has the second goal of the game for the Surf. They're up by a score of 2-1 here in the early going of the first half. We're about 10 minutes inside the first half. Here comes the Surf. They're looking to get a shot on net. It's Monkoskis. He can't get one off as he slides to try and get something on net, but could not quite reach it. Ball goes over to Mole. Mole's kick goes out of bounds. Be a throw-in for Campos. Campos throws it in. Monkoskis has it. Surf. He centers it. Headed off a Blackhawk player and sent out by Morgan. Morgan sends it up to Gonzalez. Gonzalez sends it up to Enright. Enright now cannot get it through Romero. Romero still with it, doing a nice job there, getting it between two players. Campos with it, sends it back to Romero. Romero sends it all the way back to Chodsko, the sweeper. He sends it across to a teammate. That's Peak. Peak handling with it, sends it over to Katahi, goes out of bounds off of a Blackhawk player. Pickup action at the far side of the field. Each team battling with it there. Finally goes out of bounds. Will be a throw-in for the Surf. I'm David Goldberg with George Langevin Productions. We're at the San Diego Polo Club on a breezy Saturday afternoon where the Corona Blackhawks are in red. They find themselves down by a score of 2-1 to the San Dieguito Surf, who are in the white shirts and blue trunks. We're in the semifinal game of the State Cup CYSA South Boys Under 18 Open. Second half of play, 2-1 is our score. San Dieguito leads. Pickup action at the far side of the field. Surf do have possession. They look to move in. There's no foul called as Katahi, I believe, trips and falls. The ball is sent back out to the Blackhawks as giving chase is Atwood, and he, with a full head of steam, goes out of bounds. They'll throw it in. Gets over to Mole. Atwood wanted the ball back, but didn't get it. Ball bounces high into the air. Is Peak battling there with the Blackhawk player. There's a shot opportunity. No, there's not. He can't get it off. That was Enright. Looked to be able to had a few moments of open space there. Thought he could get something going. But here comes Mole, who's shoved to the ground by Monkoskis. He just took way too long to decide what he wanted to do. And nicely coming back into the play was Monkoskis to thwart that scoring opportunity by Mole. Pickup action at the far sideline is a beautiful slide by the Surf. Regains possession for them. Ball goes over to Monkoskis. He tries to do a little give and go with a teammate. I believe that's Dorsey chasing it down to the far sideline. Will go out of bounds off of the Blackhawks, so it'll be a throw-in for the Surf. Ball is thrown in. There's a blast. Goes wide. The blast, I believe, was taken by Campos. Blackhawks will take the free kick. It's a booming kick. Bounces. Taken by Atwood. Atwood with some room. It's intercepted though. Nevertheless, here comes Jackson back into the play to take possession away from the Blackhawks, but the ball's going to go out to Mole. Mole's got some room, centers it. Ball goes off of Campos. Ball sent back to the Blackhawks. Now Gonzalez with possession. He sends it ahead. Blackhawks moving in. They can't get it going as intercepted nicely by Chodsko. Chodsko sends it up, but intercepted by the Blackhawks. Matthew Morgan. Morgan sends it in, goes off the head of a Blackhawk player and headed by Ransbury, and his heading attempt can't get over the goalie, Billy Robertson, and Robertson maintains control, and we're going to have some kind of, what's the call going to be, if any? No call. Referee just wants to break things up, so Robertson again on his toes. Surf look to break now as Monkoskis gets possession of the ball. He's battling with Mole, and Mole, there's a little pushing and shoving going on. Will be a foul call, nevertheless, on Monkoskis. He definitely took Mole down in that possession attempt. Mole has got to be careful. He's already got one yellow. With his team down, he doesn't want to get kicked out of this game.
Andy, be aggressive. Play smart, Andy. Play smart.
Wilson now. His free kick blasted way deep and way out of bounds. We'll go over to the Surf. Still leading by a score of 2-1. Looks to be Substitution for the Surf, it looks coming out of the game, is Shelton. Shelton does come out of the game in favor of Mauricio De La Lama. Oh, the ball gets over the foot of Mole out of bounds. We're going to have a foul call as I think De La Lama took a big spill there. Looks to be Mulgrew who's going to take the free kick. No, check that. It's going to be the sweeper, Peter Chodsko. Chodsko now. Blasts it, but it goes right up to Ransbury. Didn't want to do that. Ransbury sends it ahead. Intercepted by Chodsko. Ball will go out of bounds off the Surf. Throw in for the Blackhawks. They're down by a score of 2-1. We're about unofficially 15 minutes here in this second half of play. About a half an hour left. They need a goal to tie. They're down by 1. They did get a goal right at the last few moments of the first half to get on the board after the Surf took a 2-0 lead. Here come the Surf, 22 looking to break. That's Dorsey, sends it ahead to Mulgrew. But Mulgrew's going to get intercepted there by Mole, 99 of the Blackhawks. He still has possession, centers it now, goes up to Munoz. Munoz with it. Gets it across to Ransbury. Ransbury, a nice give and go attempt, but oh, a little too far for Munoz. That's what you wanted to do, but the pass is a little bit too far in front.
No, what's the score?
Throwing for the Surf, goes off at 2 players there, and Dorsey looks to break. He does get some room, past Ransbury, he centers it to Monkoskis. Monkoskis looking to get a shot across, he does have room, here's the shot, oh, he trips, doesn't get very much on it, and handled easily by Brad Darrow. He throws it out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez now at the far sideline, looking to get some room with it, sends it ahead to Munoz. Munoz sends it ahead to Atwood. Atwood with it now. Dribbling with it, it's got some room, sends it to Enright. Enright with it, gets back to Enright. He's looking to shoot. He does shoot, and oh, beautiful save by Robertson. Goes off of him, out of bounds to set up a corner.
Way to play, keeper! Way to play!
Robertson has been strong in net. He's the reason Surf still find themselves up by 1 goal. The corner kick will be taken near side corner by the Blackhawks' Jose Gonzalez. Here's his corner, sent high. They're looking to get a header on it. Ball is blasted out. Blackhawks still with possession. That's Munoz. Blackhawks still with possession. Ball squirts. Oh, just wide. Right through the goal mouth, out of bounds. Will be a free kick for the San Dieguito Surf. It's going to be Chodsko for the free kick. Comes back down to Mulgrew. Mulgrew sends it towards the far sideline where possession will be taken by Katahi. Katahi now down the far sideline. Gonzalez gives chase.
Let's go, move up, Surf, let's go!
Ball out of bounds.
Down. Go Blackhawks! Come on, substitution.
We're going to have a sub for the San Dieguito Surf. Coming into the game, it appears to be, not sure who that is, number 13.
Come on, Surf, face the ball!
Check that, 19. That is Evan Camperell, 19. Ball bounces high into the air now. Nicely done by Chodsko to get it out of there. Ball hits the referee and will be taken by Munoz. Munoz sends it far and way wide. It's not exactly the kind of shot on net they wanted ideally. Will be chased down and result in a free kick for the Surf. Ransbury is going off for the Blackhawks for a substitution. So is Daniel Atwood. In back to the game is Danny Sanchez and 3 Steve Shields. Ball now headed nicely by Gonzalez. Possession taken by Munoz. Munoz looks to break. Ball is intercepted by Romero. Romero headed. There's a player that's fallen. Penalty call, foul call. Referee says, hey, hold it. Let's set it up. Lama wanted to get things going. Wind is still blowing hard to the east. Here's the kick. That was by Jackson. Munoz now running up into the play. He battles there with Campos. We're going to have a foul call. I don't agree with that at all. Both players are going for the ball. Nevertheless, going to be a free kick at that spot for the Blackhawks as they look to set up their troops inside. This game has been physical, but the players have been very sportsmanlike, very gentlemanly. It's give and take. It's an opportunity for the Blackhawks. Taken by Gonzalez. This kick is wide. Nice hard shot. Wind didn't help that. Free kick for the Surf. Free kick's going to be taken by Chodsko, the sweeper. Blasted out of there. Ball goes past midfield now, where Mulgrew has it. He takes his time with it. Ball goes off of Sanchez right there in front of us, so Mulgrew will take it for a throw-in.
One more, that's all.
Gives up in favor of Wes Jackson.
One more. Go. Very good.
Jackson throws a nice high header over the head of Katahi, where it's handled by the Blackhawks. Sanchez now moves up into the play, taken by Mole, but Mole is intercepted by Campos. Campos sends it back, but Blackhawks retain possession as it goes all the way up to Enright. Enright scoots ahead, sends it across to Sanchez. He's going to look to center. Does have some room, taken by Gonzalez, who centers it. Ball goes high up in the air off Steve Shields. Ball still loose in front. Dieguito doing a nice job of really having nice placement, smothering the ball, not allowing a lot of room for the Blackhawks maneuver. Ball goes back deep to Wes Jackson. Jackson sends it ahead to Lama. Lama sends it back to Jackson, who sends it across to Mulgrew. Mulgrew now looking to break against Wilson. Mulgrew and Wilson still battling with it there. No foul call. Finally, Mulgrew takes it in his arms and can't do that. So it's going to be a free kick for the Blackhawks at that spot. Ball taken, headed nicely by Jackson, headed again by Katahi. Goes off of Mole's chest, sends it across to Salgado. Salgado with it. Coming up into the play is Camperell. Salgado now passes it over to a teammate. Gallegos with control of it. He's had a quiet second half. Ball off of the Blackhawks, out of bounds, throw in Surf.
Let's go!
Ball will be thrown in, goes to the goalie, Robertson. He handles it. Then he just sends it over to Chodsko. Chodsko and Jackson. Jackson with it. Oh, he falls. Shields picks up control. He's looking to get a break off this turnover, but the ball is going to go out of bounds. Mole throw it in. Throws it in right in front of him to Salgado. Salgado with it. Sends it in deep. Ball bounces once and comes out and handled easily by Billy Robertson, the goaltender. Robertson takes a few seconds to allow his players to set up. He kicks it ahead. Ball sent back by the header of Salgado. Shields jumps into the air, goes off of him. Sanchez now with a touch, gets it over to Mole. Ball goes off the head of Romero, does a nice job of getting up. Blackhawks look to get something going. That's Gonzalez, he sends it towards the net, but wide. The Blackhawks doing a nice job of trying to set something up offensively. This looks like we're going to have a substitution for the Surf. Out comes Camperell and Mulgrew, and back in comes Monkoskis.
The guy goes to shoot the ball, there's like two balls right there. He switch balls.
and Jeff Scott. Katahi with it. Falls, but still able to maintain possession. We're going to have a foul call on the Blackhawks. Shove in the back there. It's going to be taken by Chodsko. Kicks it high and deep. Ball gets through a couple players there, but the Blackhawks maintain possession. So since the opening moments of the second half of play, it's really been the Surf on the defensive, and the Blackhawks looking to get some offense. They definitely need a goal. They're down by 1, 2-1. Centered. Ball gets through. Still loose, but the Surfer looks like they're going to have possession. Again, they cannot clear it. Ball sent in towards net, but way wide. Goal kick for the Surf. Taken by Chodsko. Handled by Jeff Scott. He dribbling down the near far sideline. Still with it, but taken off the ball by 7. That is Matthew Morgan of the Blackhawks, but it looks like it's going to be out of bounds off of him. So we'll have a throw-in for the Surf as they look to assemble their troops, pack it in deep in the offensive zone. They haven't had many offensive opportunities here in the second half. They still are up by 1. Here's a kick. It's centered. Goes off of the player in front. That's Mole. Oh, we're going to have a foul call. And it's going to go back over to the Blackhawks. Unofficially, there's probably about 20 minutes remaining, according to my watch. Unofficially, of course. Surf now looking to regain possession deep in the zone of the Blackhawks, but they cannot. Mole sends it across, but out of bounds. Throw-in, be taken by Wes Jackson. Jackson's throw-in goes headed. Thought I could catch that, but I couldn't. Jackson will throw it in. Sends over to Monkoskis, but it goes over his head, and Mole will simply let it go out of bounds for a throw-in for the Blackhawks. Beautiful sunny day here in San Diego Polo Club. Gonna have a foul call. Referee is very calm calling his fouls. Campos with it now, still with it. Sends it back out to Romero. Romero with it. Sends it to the far sideline to Dorsey. Dorsey dribbling with it there, but no, ball will go out of bounds for the Blackhawks.
Let's go, Surf! Come on!
Ball goes over the head of Chodsko, and Robertson has to come out and just send it out of bounds. So it'd be a throw-in for the Blackhawks, as again, they're able to maintain some consistent offensive pressure here, and if nonetheless limit any kind of offense at San Dieguito Surf for the San Dieguito Surf in this second half. We're going to have a substitution now for the Blackhawks as Danny Sanchez is going to come out of the game. Looks like Daniel Atwood's going to come back in. Ball now headed. Atwood looking to get a shot on net, but bounces on him and he gets too much of the ball and hits it way high and way wide. Chodsko with the kick, sends it out high, headed back by Salgado. Salgado now. We're going to have a high kick call. Number 10, Sergio Munoz. He's got the lone goal for the Blackhawks today. Chodsko will send it down towards the far sideline, bounces over the head of a player, sent high up into the air. The goalie, Brad Darrow, has got to be alert and catch that. His kick sent back towards midfield. Surf intercept, send it back out. Nicely done by Campos to maintain possession. Sent ahead for Jeff Scott. Scott with some room. Can he center it? He blasts it and, oh, just wide. Darrow came out and tipped that and let that shot go just wide. So excellent shot on net by Jeff Scott. An excellent save by Darrow. So it'll result in a corner for the San Dieguito Surf, who look to add to their 2-1 lead. Here's the corner attempt. Darrow comes out and handles it. His kick now sent towards midfield, goes over the head of Wes Jackson, chased down by Chodsko. He will get there. Sends it back up to, sends it up to Wes Jackson. There's no foul called on that tumble. Steve Shields maintains possession. Sends it across to Mole. Mole sends it ahead. Intercepted by Campos. Sends it across to Dorsey. Dorsey gets it up to Scott. Scott, progress is thwarted, however. Will go out of bounds off the Blackhawks. Throw in. Monkoskis with it, sends it up to Scott, who looks to break down the far sideline. He's surveying the field, dribbling it. Ball sent out of bounds by Wilson. Throw in Surf. Ball's back in play. Campos with it now. Sends it towards net. Ball gets through a couple heading opportunities and taken by Atwood. He sends it up to Shields, doing a nice job of shielding Jackson from the ball. Mole takes it now. He's got some room. Sends it across to Gonzalez. Gonzalez sends it up to Shields. Shields, ball bounces. He gets twisted around by Katani, and it will result in a foul call. Free kick at the spot. Blackhawks need a goal. They get it across to Gonzalez. Gonzalez sends it ahead. Goes off the head of Jackson. Kicked high into the air by Chodsko. Blasted back by Salgado. Back down again. Surf doing a nice job of really maintaining defensive maturity and composure. Not panicking when the Blackhawks get the ball deep into their zone. Chodsko comes down now. Sends it down the near sideline and out of bounds. Throwing Blackhawks. Jeff Scott gets possession. Sends it ahead to Monkoskis. Ball gets a little bit past him though as Mole chases it down as well. Monkoskis will get up after the slide. He's going to move in. He shoots. Ball bounces. Save. Brad Darrow. Monkoskis was a nice individual effort. He looks to be shaken up just a little bit. Surf maintain possession. Comes down to Campos. Campos sends it across, but it's deflected. Goes back over to Dorsey. Dorsey dribbling with it now. He's converged upon. Gets it over to Campos. Campos sends it back over to Dorsey. Jeff Scott now will have a touch. No, yes, he's going to chase after it down. He centers it, but it's going to go a little bit wide as chased down by the Surf, but unable to get there. Unofficially, about 15 minutes left in the game. Been no scoring in the second half. It's been a solid, well-played game by both teams. Not a plethora of scoring opportunities, as all the goals came in that 5-minute span of that, the last 5 minutes of the first half. Romero with it, the far sideline around midfield, hands it over to Katahi. Oh, he gets tripped, and it'll be a foul call. He's fouled by Eduardo Gallegos. Ball spanked in now. Chasing it is Campos, but the ball is headed out or kicked out of there by the defender of the Blackhawks. Now the Surf regain control. That is Dilalama. Still with it, but the ball gets blasted by Daniel Wilson out of bounds. Throw in for the Surf. So this is exactly what the Surf want to do, maintain the offensive pressure, kill some clock, get some shots on goal. They are in the driver's seat at this point. They're up 2-1. Blackhawks don't seem to be playing with that sense of desperation that they should have as the seconds tick down here in this game. Ball is thrown in, headed high into the air. Jeff Scott cannot get it before the goalie, Brad Darrow, does. He sends it out to 12, Brian Enright. Ball is deflected there. Enright maintains possession, goes off of his head. Enright with it, but the ball's taken away by De La Lama. Ball intercepted now by Munoz. He chases it down. Wes Jackson handles it there. Jackson handles it back to De La Lama. Oh, a nice job by Shields. Goes off of Munoz to remain in play. Ball gets over to another Blackhawk player, but it's intercepted by the Surf. Gets all the way through as Wilson handles it. Sends it over to Mole. Mole's had a very active, great play game all around for him. And the ball goes out of bounds. We're going to have a substitution. Steve Shields comes out of the game for the Blackhawks. Looks to be in favor of David Ransbury. Ball goes over the head of Mole as Jeff Scott has it. He looks to break with Monkoskis. Scott still with it. He's got some room. What's he going to do? Oh, a nice defensive play by Daniel Wilson to stop his offensive progress. Will be a throw-in for the Surf's Mauricio De La Lama. Jackson will take the throw-in instead. Gets it over to Campos, back to Jackson. He sends it towards net. Monkoskis now shielding the ball from Mole. Blackhawks look to get a shot on, oh, Surf looked to get a shot on net, check that, but the ball goes wide. Looked to be Dorsey on that shot attempt. Ball goes way wide, however. Fans of the Surf love that, though. So they're able to maintain some offensive pressure and kill some clock. They still lead by a score of 2-1. Ball bounces, gets through, but Chatsko is there. He's played a very solid game at the sweeper position for the Surf. With it now is Munoz. Munoz's progress is stopped, however, as Campos gets there. Ball's handled by Gallegos. He's still with it, working down the far sideline. Gets it over to Munoz. Munoz sends it back to Gallegos. He's got some room. Looking to center, does. Headed towards net by Enright, but just wide. And unofficially, I believe there to be about under 10 minutes to go. So time is getting to be a big factor if you're a Blackhawk player. Ball bounces. Ransbury working hard. Sends it across. Handled nicely by Catani. But he goes out of bounds.
Nice play, Sean. Nice play. Right on high play. Let's go, guys.
Mole throws it in. There's a sense of desperation now on the sidelines of the parents of the Blackhawks players. Ball is sent in towards net. You see, that's the kind of thing they do not want to have. You can't blast them from way outside. They got to work to get something a little bit more reasonable, a little bit better opportunity as the ball goes all the way down to Jeff Scott. Scott's played an excellent game since he came in, really looking to break any chance he gets, and the ball is sent back ahead. He comes out. Darrow comes out and beats him to the ball. Nice decision by Darrow. Ball sent back ahead. Mole's trying to get there, cannot. Ball is thrown in now by Wes Jackson. Down the near sideline, handled by Ransbury. He's working against Scott. Sent to Daniel Wilson. Ball's headed back by Campos. Monkoskis now sends it, tries to break with Scott. Scott can't get it through. Ransbury now with it, doing a nice job of getting the ball away there. As the Surf seem amenable to really letting them just control it so long as the ball stays in their territory. Peak with a touch, sends it ahead to Campos, who's chasing it down. Stepping up into the play is Romero. Romero now looking, he's got some room. He looks to shoot, score! Hector Romero just more than likely put the game away. with that goal, the third goal of the game for the San Dieguito Surf. He walked right in and put it right through Brad Darrow into the back of the net to make it 3-1 Surf over the Blackhawks.
Way to play, Surf! Way to play!
So, with about 8 minutes left to go, the Blackhawks find themselves down by 2 after the goal from Romero. Well, here's a substitution as Katahi comes off now, and player comes back in for the Surf. That is Mulgrew. Moncostas with it now. Ball is sent towards the far sideline, handled by Gallegos. So the Surf leading 3-1 now. Primarily this game has been, in the first opening 10 minutes, it looked to be the Blackhawks who were really exerting the offensive pressure, and the Surf were usually the ones reacting. However, as the game grew on, the Surf picked up the pace, and the offensive opportunities and the pressure inside the zone of the Blackhawks, and that's primarily the way it stood. In the second half of play, there was a majority of the time, I suppose the Blackhawks were handling the ball. Here's a shot by Scott. Stopped nicely by the goalie Darrow. Blackhawks were maintaining the offensive pressure, but just couldn't really get those quality shots on net. They were primarily gunning from the outside and really not getting anything on net itself. Now the ball goes all the way down to Daniel Atwood. Atwood with it. Looks to make a move against Jackson. He gets a little too far, pushes Jackson down. He gets shoved down. Ball is sent back. Ball is deflected high into the air, headed by Jackson. Foul call on Jackson. Free kick to the spot for the Blackhawks. This is critical that they get something here going now, as they're down by 2 with only a few minutes left in the half. Unofficially, probably around 7. Free kick's going to be taken by Munoz. Here's his kick. Oh, goes off the wall. Scott taps it back to his sweeper. Comes back up to Scott. He just got to look to break here, and he does. Mulgrew has it. He's just going to let somebody go, and he does. He sends Campos in. Just excellent play by the Surf, just to send it in deep. Nobody there for the Blackhawks. They packed it in deep themselves. Here's Scott, sends it across the field. And there is a whistle. Not sure where it came from or why. The ball's handled by 7, Morgan of the Blackhawks. They desperately need some goals here in the late stages of the second half. With it now is Salgado. He's got it, still looking to move with it. Stepping up into the play nicely as Mulgrew sends it back. Blackhawks retain possession. Morgan with it, sends it over to Ransbury. His shot is high and just over the net. And that's primarily the kind of shots they've had this second half, from a distance towards the net, but again, not on net. This kick will be taken by sweeper Chotsko. Played a strong game for the Surf. Ball's hit high into the air. And the whistle signifies the end of the ball game. The San Dieguito Surf defeat the Corona Blackhawks by a final score of 3-1 here at the San Diego Polo Club in the Boys Under 18 Open semifinal game. Joining me now are 3 members of the San Dieguito Surf victorious soccer team today. Tell me your name and your thoughts about today's game.
Hector Romero, and glad we won. We had a bum season all year, and I'm glad we're picking it up and to finish it off.
What were your thoughts about the way your team played today? It seemed physical game, contested game all the way, not much room to maneuver, at least at the beginning. What were your thoughts about your opponent in the game?
They're small, not that big. I mean, it wasn't really a physical game, but we outplayed and we played great, so I'm happy with it.
Very good. Tell me your name and what you thought about today's game.
Strong Katahi. It was a really tight game in the beginning. Everyone was in shape and started breaking down at the end, but Hector came through. The last goal pretty much summed it up. That was it.
Initially, it seemed like they were the ones doing kind of sending in the offensive pressure, having the offensive pressure. Then gradually, it seemed that you guys just took control.
Yeah, as long as we maintained that, and then on the counterattacks we got them because they were sending everyone up.
Indeed, you did. Tell me your name and what you thought about today's game.
My name is Casey Mulgrew, and I don't know, our team's been really fired up lately. And I thought the first half we were kind of going down, and then we came back with a couple goals and really got us fired up. And I just knew we could win it.
Tell me, at the end of the first half, you guys were up 2-0. They got a goal off a penalty kick, really primarily off a foul at the last minute. Did that do anything to your confidence? Were you upset about that?
Well, that's the one that went past, so kind of put me down a little bit. But we got back into it, and didn't hurt us too much.
Very good. Well, you guys all played a great game. Before I let you go, let me ask you one final question. What are your thoughts about the future, where you look to go to college, and maybe what you'd like to do for an occupation?
I'm just going to Palm. I hopefully play soccer there and get picked up, go somewhere else.
Any idea about an occupation?
No, dentist.
Hey, not a bad one at all. What about you?
I'm at the University of Redlands right now. Probably going to transfer to San Diego State and maybe major in business or marketing.
Very good. Finally?
Yeah, I'm going up to Chico and hopefully play soccer there, and I'm majoring in international business.
Well, that's great. Great game today, guys. And I've got three more members of the San Dieguito Surf soccer team joining me now. First, your name and your thoughts about today's game.
My name is Jesse Campos, and I think we played a especially good half. In the second half, it could have been a little better, but glad we pulled it off at the end, though.
Tell me your thoughts about your opponent today. It seemed that you guys, after the first 10 minutes, you guys gradually took control and really kind of controlled the game from there on out. Is that how you saw it?
Yeah, well, the first half, as I said, was our strongest point of the game. And after the first two goals, they kind of gave up a little bit. And after they got their other one, that boosted their ego way up. So, I mean, we had to come back and fight over that.
Indeed, you did. Tell me your name and what you thought about today's game.
I'm Pete Chotsko, and I think we played well. We kept control of the ball every once in a while. We had some points where we tried to play the long ball, but overall we had a good game. This first half was definitely our strongest.
Tell me what your thoughts about the second half, where it seemed that they didn't have a sense of desperation at all. You guys were just doing your job, very calmly playing methodically defense, and you seemed to get excellent play from everybody.
Yeah, we strung a lot of good passes together, and we kept the team alive, and good half.
Definitely. Tell me your name and your thoughts about today's game.
Well, I'm Billy Robertson, and I thought we played a good game. We could have played better in some aspects through the middle, through the midfield, but defensively we were very strong, and offensively we were also very strong.
Now tell me, in the first 10 minutes of the game, you came up with some big saves. How important was that for you and your team in this early going?
Oh, it's extremely important for me because then I feel that nothing can get by me. And it's extremely important for my team because they think that I'm playing great, and then it helps them play better. And also the other team, it thinks that they can't score. If I put a big save in that they should have put in, then it really puts their confidence down.
Indeed, that's what it seemed like from my angle as well. Before I let you guys go, I'm going to ask you a last question. Tell me what your thoughts about the future in terms of where you like to go to school and thoughts about an occupation.
Well, I have my doors open right now for 4 colleges. It's Redlands, Sonoma, San Diego, and Notre Dame. And I'm still not positive which one I'm going to go to. And I'm probably going to major in dentistry or something like that.
I see. There's another fellow on your team that wants to be a dentist, too. You guys may be open to practice together.
Hey, hopefully.
Tell me, how about you?
Actually, I'm going to St. Mary's College up in a little north of Oakland, and I'd like to, I guess, major in history.
That's great. And finally, you?
Well, I'll be attending San Diego State University with one of my friends. He's a freshman there now, and he's the starting goalkeeper, Matt Hall. So hopefully I'll get in with him and be on the San Diego State team.
Well, that's great. You guys played a great game today, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Joining me now are 3 more members of the San Dieguito Surf soccer team who came out on top today by a score of 3-1 over the Blackhawks. Tell me your name and your thoughts about today's game.
Justin Peak. Thought it was a good game. We came out strong. We knew they were going to be good, so we came out a little stronger. I guess it paid off. It was a little sloppy at times, but by the end of the game, we sort of took control, started playing our own game, and came out on top.
What are some of the things that you'd like to improve on maybe for the next game?
play a little smarter, keeping the ball on the ground, no stupid passes, and maybe a little more effort. It's going to be a tough next game.
Indeed it will. Tell me your name and your thoughts about today's game.
I'm Mauricio Della Lama, and I thought we started a little defensive, but as the game got on, we caught control of the ball and started attacking, and everything worked out for us.
Yeah, that was my take on it too, that you started out a bit defensive, but then you progressively took control of the game. Tell me your name and what you thought about today's game.
My name is Blake Dorsey. Thought we played well. The first 10 minutes we spent just kind of feeling each other out, see what we could get done, see where we could attack, where we couldn't, their weak points. So I think we played really well. A little bit too nervous at the end, though. I think we could have played a little harder and a little smarter.
Now tell me about that. They scored a goal to make it 2-1 right at the end of the first half. Did that somehow break you guys' confidence? You guys were up 2-0, seemed like be on cruise control. Then they got a goal. Did that worry you at all? Do anything for your confidence?
No, not really, because it was kind of a stupid goal. It wasn't like it was a little letdown on our part, but it wasn't like a defensive letdown. So I think it was just like we were playing hard, and it was right at the end of the half, so we had the half to regroup. So.
Indeed, you did. You guys played a great game today. And before I let you go, I'm going to ask you one last question. First, you tell me your thoughts about the future, what you'd like to do, and where you'd like to go to college and so forth.
Well, I'm hoping to be attending USD in the September. And as far as ideas for the future, I don't know. I'm just going to play soccer as long as I can, maybe play for the team, try out at least, and see how it goes from there.
Well, great. Tell me, how about your plans?
I'm going to stay in San Diego at UCSD and just take it from there, maybe play soccer.
Any ideas about an occupation?
Not really, just see whatever happens.
That's great. Keep an open mind. And how about you?
I'm going to stay here in San Diego. I'm going to go to Miracosta, try and play some soccer, maybe for surf next year again, and then maybe transfer, maybe a UNLV or NAU, and that's about it.
Well, that's great. You guys played a great game, and good luck next week. And I have another member of the San Dieguito Surf soccer team with me now. Tell me your name and your thoughts about today's contest.
My name is Jeff Scott, and today's contest was not much fun for me, but because I should have had more time in, but you know, it was fun while I was in there, and I think we're gonna kick ass tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. That's all about all I have to say.
Tell me, you when you did get into the game, I particularly mentioned you seemed to have a lot of breakouts. You were had some room to roam out here. You seemed to play very, very well one time you were in. Was that your take on it?
Yeah, I definitely should have scored though on a few of those, but it was a lot of fun though. I'm just glad I got to play.
You did have a shot on net down here in the corner, and you did almost get it in. He made a great save on you, and you kind of held your head. That was a tough one, but hey, you got to like the shot on net. Tell me, is there any areas of the game that you felt your team needs to come out and play better tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow we need to work the ball around more. We shouldn't dribble as much in traffic, and we got to pick our head up and find the passes earlier. That's what we need to do tomorrow. And that's every day.
Okay. Tell me, finally, before I let you go, your thoughts about your future, where you'd like to go to college or where you have plans for, and about any future ideas of an occupation.
Actually, next fall I'm hoping to attend the Air Force Academy because I want to become a pilot, and it's just a great place to go. I visited there last summer, and I might be able to play soccer there too because I've talked to the coach a few times, and so I'm pretty excited about that. I hope to be going there pretty soon.
When do you hear?
Any week now. I'm just pins and needles right now, waiting to find out.
I bet that's a great opportunity, and more than the best to you, and good luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Well, there you have it. You've seen the game and the interviews. It was the San Dieguito Surf coming out on top over the Blackhawks today by a score of 3-1. I'm David Goldberg with George Landry Productions saying so long from Del Mar.